What is up, my beautiful people, and welcome back to another vlog. This vlog is a night in my life as a mom and a wife. And let me just tell you, the job is never done. Currently, I am a stay-at-home working mom because, as you may or may not know, I am an in-home Christian-based daycare provider. This means I'm pretty much home all day long. Listen, I am absolutely not complaining though, because I do love being home. As soon as my child left from the daycare, I had to get started on dinner. I closed my daycare at 5 p.m., so right after work, it's crunch time for in-home. So for tonight's dinner, I decided to make a chicken and eggplant parm, and y'all, it was so dang good. Let me show you how I did it. I started off by seasoning my chicken, and I did this off camera, but I used garlic powder, onion powder, sazon, and adobo. After seasoning it, I get my flour base and I make sure to also season it with the same seasoning. And then after I coat it thoroughly in the flour, I make sure to thoroughly coat it in the egg. Then I put it into the breadcrumb mixture, and I didn't season this because it's the Italian seasoning version, so it didn't need to be seasoned, but the flour and the egg I did season. Also, while I was doing all the coating and all the breadcrumbs and everything, I made sure to heat up my pan in olive oil. After frying my chicken, I took it out of the oil and I put it on my cooling rack. At least I think that's what it's called, girl. I don't know. But then I realized that my husband was here, so I had to go open the door for him, and he went straight to say hello to the baby. Like, can you say hello to me first? I'm just playing. But one thing about my husband is that he works so hard to provide for our family. So a lot of the time he's out of the house before the baby even wakes up. And a lot of the time he's back home and she's sleeping. So my poor man, my man, he be working real hard. And y'all know I had to get into that chicken. It was so good and so crispy. Talked about this before, and even though my neighborhood might seem a little suspicious, one thing I love about my home is that I have the most beautiful sunsets ever. I just had to show y'all. I just love how in the winter months, especially in the winter months, I'm able to see God's goodness and His creativity through the sunsets. It's so beautiful. Finished frying all my chicken, I put them into the pan, and this is how I did it. I put the chicken as a base, then I coated it with tomato sauce. I know sometimes people use marinara sauce, but I use tomato sauce. And then I put the eggplant and more tomato sauce, and I continued doing this for the rest of the chicken and eggplant. I preheated my oven to 375 for 30 minutes. What I did was put the chicken and eggplant mixture into the oven for 30 minutes, and I used that time to clean up any messes that might be there, just so that when I'm done cooking, I could just sit down, eat, and relax. As I'm sitting here editing this, I remember when I first had my daughter, and every time the sun would start to go down, I would get really anxious and really nervous for the nighttime. And now that my daughter is 1 year old, I can say to you mothers that those moments will not last forever, that the sun will indeed shine again, and that you will find the joy again, and that your baby will be okay at nighttime. I don't know if I'm the only one who's experienced this, but I just wanted to share because I know what the feeling feels like, and you will get through it, I promise. While my food is cooking in the oven, I got started on the mozzarella cheese. You can use shredded mozzarella cheese, but I just wanted to be a little fancy and get the block. After those 30 minutes are up, check your food, and if you feel like you need to cook it longer, you can cook it longer. But I took it out and I put the mozzarella cheese on top of the eggplant, and then I put it back into the oven until it melted or until it was golden brown. While I was waiting on that to finish cooking, I got started on my husband's lunch and snack for work the next day. I try to provide him with nutritious meals and just make sure that he's full so that he doesn't have to buy out. We are really trying to get serious about budgeting and about being mindful about the money we're spending. So part of that is making sure that we are cooking food at home. For a very long time at this point, I said that we will be following the Dave Ramsey method, and this is the year when we are going all into it. And in the Bible, it says that the wicked borrows and does not pay back, but the righteous is generous. And it also says that a wise man leaves behind an inheritance. So our goal is to leave behind an inheritance for our daughter and for our future children. And we have to start now. And we have to start in whatever way that we can. And as God increases our finances, we will be able to pay off debt and build and leave an inheritance for our daughter. Y'all, that food was so dang good. So if you do end up making it the way that I did, please let me know below in the comments what you thought, because I thought it was delicious. Girl, that food was so good. Like, please try it. Please try it. I'm telling you, it was that good. But after we finished eating, I had to get the kitchen cleaned up because my daycare child was going to be here at 7 in the morning. And to be honest, I don't actually get out of my bed until 6:30 a.m. So I needed to clean up my whole house before the next day. If you guys are interested in seeing a morning in my life, just let me know. I got you. I got you with all the content. Even though I am so blessed and happy that I'm able to stay home with my daughter and have an in-home daycare, one of the hardest parts about it is just the fact that my house has to be on point 24/7, literally from the basement to the upstairs. And that's because if the state were to come, I'd pretty much be in big trouble. So I have to make sure that my home is clean at all times. So no matter how tired I am, it's so important that I am cleaning up at nighttime. But in general, this is something that I always tried to do even before I had my in-home daycare, just because I feel like I love to wake up to a clean home. So instead of being mad about the situation and always having to clean and always feeling like I'm cleaning throughout the day, I'm actually gonna change my perspective and just be grateful that I have a home to clean and that I get to be home with my baby and make an income. The whole time that I was downstairs cleaning, my husband was upstairs playing with the baby and giving her a bath. And that truly helped me out so much because by the time I came up, I was able to feed her and put her down for bed. Her sleep is something that we are really trying to work on because sometimes she's sleeping at 10 p.m., sometimes she's sleeping at 7 p.m., sometimes 8:30 p.m. It's literally all over the place. And I do blame myself because, I just be trying to get stuff done. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to survive. So as long as she's getting adequate sleep and enough time sleeping, she's fine. On another note, I had so much to do still. So after I put her down for bed, I finished laundry and made sure that everything was put away because, again, my house has to be on point every single day, all day. Once my home was as clean as it could be, that was some mama time. And I have a goal this year. My goal is to really focus on my content creation / on my thought leader journey. And so when I get the chance, if the baby goes to sleep at a decent time, that is my time to really sit down and get some editing done. I've been trying to be on top of my editing because a girl has got goals. By this time, it was late. And it was really time for me to relax and honestly go to bed. So I took off everything because I literally cannot sleep with any kind of jewelry on. So I took everything off, my rings, my earrings, took out my hair, and I hopped in the shower and I took a nice, hot, unbothered shower. And as a mom, that is literally unmatched. It's not often that I can take an unbothered shower, so I love that. And then I got into my oral hygiene, did some skincare. I used Dove soap as my cleanser, and then I either use Aquaphor or Cetaphil as my moisturizer. And that is it, y'all. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you want to see next. And yeah, bye.